Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite makes the process of becoming a published, best-selling author as simple as sipping your morning cup of coffee. You can learn more about Authors Unite at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I am your host, Tyler Wagner, and today I have Tahani with us. She's an investor, developer, and published author. So welcome to the show, Tahani.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Of course. Thank you for coming on, and we'll dive right in. So the first question that I have for you is, what's the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Yeah, that there is good in the no's that you hear in this world. When somebody says no to you, see it as in a perspective. I was one time asking a lady that worked with real estate investors if she could help me, and she said no, bluntly to my face. I will not. Why would I? But what happened is that I took that no and I said, okay, well, if she doesn't want to help me, let me go out and make it on my own. And I became obsessed about learning real estate, investing in the benefits and how I can help my other clients. And that actually transformed my whole life just by that no that I heard from this one woman. For her, I just let her go. I wished her all the best. She came from a place of scarcity or a place of insecurity, whatever that was. That was the biggest blessing and the best no I've heard, you know?
Definitely, yeah. No, that's a great lesson. And what's the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry? I'm pumped to ask you this question.
Yes, I think that the first thing is that real estate investing or owning a property, one at least property should be part of everybody in North America, you know, if they can do it. Because, and it's also, I guess, second to that is that it is much easier than most people think. It's so attainable, you know, it's so attainable to buy just one property and let it fund your retirement, maybe your kids' education, or if you want to even travel later on, but get one property and not having to worry about a big portfolio.
And what's your best piece of overall business advice? So not necessarily industry specific.
I love the motto, just do it. You know, I feel like the best piece is that find somebody who's done what you want, like a mentor, and just ask them questions, you know, follow them, see how they do things and make it your own. Not necessarily just copy them, but make it your own that really aligns with who you are. But just do it. Don't keep thinking about ideas. Go out and do something about them.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Oh, that's like, to think back, I would say probably not to worry too much because I'm always like, I'm a worrier. So it's to relax and that your life, Tahani, is going to be better than you could ever even imagine for yourself at this point.
And in your opinion, what's the key to happiness?
Key to happiness is really about few things, and I could say it's having, of course, you know, family time is very important, having amazing friends, a sense of community, having fun with what you do, and extra on the side, and yeah, to some people, of course, faith is very important, and the number one I would say is health. If you've got health, then you've got wealth.
And what's the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I love that book. I remember reading that and thinking, oh, how the wealthy think differently than, I don't want to say, you know, the poor, you know, mentality people, but let's say the average person out there. It really is different. Little tweaks, little different strategies, and anybody could really make it do better financially.
And what's your favorite quote and why?
I'm going to say again, just do it, you know, just do it, because you could learn all the things in the world that, you know, you could Google, you could read book after book, go to convention after convention, but at the end of the day, if you don't do something about it, then you're not going to move forward. So just go out and do it. Do something about it.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much for coming on, Tahani. The last question that I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
two ways for the women that are listening on this podcast. You can go to FIRE Facebook group, and FIRE stands for Females in Real Estate Facebook group, and join. There's a lot of information there for free, of course, and or my website, tahani.ca. That's TAHANI.ca.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tahani. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.